What it is? How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be doing our Halloween special. That's right. You see me, I'm in costume. It's a whole thing. We're going to have a whole fun time talking about Halloween stories, crazy things that have happened on Halloween nights. Of course, our costume reveal as always. So if you want to hear what we have to say, sit back, relax, grab a snack, grab a beverage, and listen on in to the first ones to die.
Hey everyone, welcome to the First Ones to Die podcast. If you're listening to us on audio, you know, it's just another podcast episode. You're hearing my voice as normal. I start the intro. But if you're watching us on YouTube, you might notice something different and that you can't see us. And that's intentional. Because it is our annual Halloween episode. We do this every year, so you shouldn't be surprised. That's right. It is our annual Halloween episode, and get ready for some very scary nonsense going on tonight or this morning, whenever you're listening to us. What do you say we get right into it and reveal everyone's costumes? How does everybody think about that? Oh yes, I should say we have Jerome and Alex, our lovely mainstays, along with me. But we also have a special guest, our very good friend Lauren, who you cannot see, but she is there.
I promise.
Yay.
Yep. Person who's been on the podcast before.
Mhm.
Those of you remember, she's been on our role play episode way
Mhm.
back in the day, and also one of our trivia episodes as well. Welcome back, Lauren. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Yeah, happy Halloween.
Hey.
Love that Halloween.
So who wants to reveal first? I can't remember who went first last year.
You know what, Jonathan? Why don't you go first? You know, like you're the host of the host, hostess with the mostest.
All right.
All right. I'll give you a rundown. Here we go.
Okay. Wait.
Okay.
Do we have any guesses as to what I'm dressed up as right now?
Your dog.
I would love that, though. I think that would be great.
Are you dressed as Mr. Bubbles from Lilo and Stitch?
No, but that's a great guess.
Is it a close guess?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are you anything Disney?
No.
Are you Kermit the Frog?
Kermit the Frog.
Isn't that technically Disney?
They own it now, yeah.
They do? Yeah, but not always. There was a time.
I know, but now, yeah. I was gonna be like,
I'll
are
say
you
one
a
more
wax
guess and I'll
figure?
do
But we'd never
Give us
know.
a hint. Just like give us a hint.
That would be funny if Jonathan had them make a wax figure of him for this exact bit.
Oh my god, yeah.
Sit it in the chair and then
You'll never guess.
That's commitment, and I respect that to the highest level.
Get my ideas for next year.
I'll say drugs.
Drugs.
Are you Walter White from Breaking Bad?
No.
Are you the other guy?
Jesse Pinkman?
Yes.
Are you a giant pill capsule?
No, but that would be great.
Are you a pharmaceutical rep?
I'm not.
I think we're losing. I think you just got
Okay,
to
I'll
show.
I think we're done.
I'll reveal.
All right,
Drum,
here we
you gonna
go.
Count me down.
Drum
Coming
roll.
to the stage. That's the drum roll part. 1, Jonathan Keys.
Oh,
Okay,
I
out
don't
of all the hints you could give,
Drugs.
drugs was your choice.
so deceptive.
I'm technically Morpheus.
Yeah,
but
it's pill. I wasn't totally wrong with the pills.
there you go. Exactly. That's what I was like. I was
would've
gonna be
gotten
like,
there.
yeah,
I mean, listen, the shades are giving. Okay,
Yeah.
the shades are given.
When I put these shades on that just arrived from Amazon today, I was like, I'm kind of feeling them. I kind of
looks
like the
great.
shades.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
No, that's
great.
the
I
best
love
thing
it.
when you can get costume items that you can wear in your day
They
to
wear
day.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
that like I have a necklace I bought for the Renaissance fair, and I was like, I really like this. And then now I wear it like every day.
Oh yeah, my
There you
boots I
go.
bought for the Renaissance fair. Those are boots I wear.
New boots goofing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's me. I don't
That's
have
great.
my red or blue pill here with
All
me.
right, so we have
I have
Oh.
a,
Morpheus
I have
from
a,
the
I have a
Matrix.
blue, I have a blue earplug. I just need
It
to find
works.
If
the
you
red.
choose the blue earplug, choose to hear the truth. If you choose the red earplug, continue listening to the lies on repeat. Oh wait, no, it's the reverse.
Yeah,
My
I was
bad.
gonna say,
Yeah.
isn't that why
It's the
there's like
reverse.
red pilled is like a thing people say or used to? I don't know. What year is it?
I don't
Well,
know what years are
unfortunately, the
anymore.
red pill media is not what people should be consuming these days. But
No.
Maybe ever.
yeah, if ever.
Right. Well,
Well,
that's
nice.
me.
Yeah.
Should
Do you
I?
talk about why you chose it or anything?
I could.
Yeah.
There's really no reason.
I mean, it's cool.
I don't know. I was just thinking about, okay, what's a cool costume that I could use? And I thought to myself, oh, hey, Morpheus. I do have another costume planned for
Oh.
actual Halloween that I think is a little bit better that I've actually been thinking about for months. But
I see. You only give
but
us the
all the-
half-ass costume.
No,
I
You
did
give
a
us the real
half-ass
costume.
costume. I'm not judging.
okay, thank you, Lauren. All the items are not here yet, so that's why. Otherwise, I would
Oh,
have
I
loved to
see. I
grace
see.
you guys with my presence
It happens.
in that costume.
Gotcha. Well, at least you got the leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I got this in Italy.
Ooh,
Wow.
nice.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
it's fresh. That's a real deal.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Alex, do you want to
see.
go next?
Sure.
All right.
What are your guys' guesses?
Is it something
I
cat related?
oh,
No.
is
But I
it
thought about that honestly. I was like, I could be cheddar because I was Snowbell one year.
there you go.
Are you a
are you a
character?
oh that's a good
Yes, in a way.
question. In a way. I always
In a
just want you
way.
to be your D&D character.
Ooh.
The Dragonborn.
Yeah,
I
Link.
am planning that for like one game or something because I'm working on the makeup and how to make dragon skin. But like,
so excited.
I'm trying to see how far I want to commit. And with me, I commit too much. So
So you're gonna get prosthetics just for the day or whatever.
maybe fix up my nose or something.
Fair.
Hmm.
You said
I'm
you're
gonna-
a character in a way. Does that mean
Yeah.
like you're a celebrity who's a character?
No, I'll give you a hint. I'm actually like a generic character from like a bunch of movies. So I'm like
Like
that character in
Are you
every
Sam
movie.
Jackson?
No.
Wait, are you
I don't-
okay,
I
wait,
don't think
okay.
I could pull that off.
Wait, okay.
You said that with all the earnestness.
Yeah.
You know the
I'm a
truth.
stereotype character. How about
Yeah,
that?
okay, yeah. So I'm trying to think of like
Oh.
is it I want to know what genre, but I don't
Are you like Ghostface from like Scream?
No.
Traditional slasher killer?
No. I would tell you guys the genre, but that would actually make you guys figure it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm like, are you if it's a
Um,
trope, I'm like, is it
It
Are
is
you
close
someone
to
with like an
something.
axe in their head?
No. But I love that you guys think I'm something so violent and bloody. I appreciate that.
I'm trying to think of like a plot specific like extra or
Right.
something. Yeah.
Are you the stoner character?
No, but I am a main character.
You're a main character.
I'm the main character.
I mean, are you a
character.
final girl? But like how would you show that?
No, I have like main character syndrome.
What?
All
I'm such a
right.
main
Well,
character. That's like I have the main character syndrome.
all right. Well, I think it's
I
time.
think you gotta show us.
Ready?
Coming to the stage. Alex Andrade.
I am. Ooh, my hair got all crazy. Every Hallmark Christmas girl.
Yes, yes, I see
I would
it.
not have guessed that.
You know what's
Uh-huh.
funny?
have guessed
The
When
that.
I was
headband.
when Jonathan was like, "Guess my costume," my first thought was, "Are you Santa?" I don't know. I was like, somebody should dress for as Christmas
There you
for,
go.
I
for
am.
Halloween.
I'm every Hallmark Christmas girl. Even got my Santa mug. I have to hide the words because they're not very Hallmarky. They say
I
nothing
see.
for you, whore.
Where's your
On them.
fetching handsome lead in green? Because that's
Right.
how it
He
always
is
goes. The
taking
girls in
Better,
red.
better.
He's taking care of the tree farm right now,
Oh
but
yeah,
I am newly engaged.
I
nice.
see. Nice.
Nice. Congrats.
You're
Thank
ready to leave
you.
the big office. Yeah.
What's the conflict that's gonna get resolved in about 15 minutes before the end of the movie?
Oh, originally, I was a princess, so I did have to give up
Wow.
my title for him, but that's okay because living in a small town, helping with a tree farm that only lasts about 3 months out of the year is really more important than running a country.
Of
Wow.
course. Yeah.
You got the colors down and the scarf too, because it's like
Even the makeup, like it looks great.
mhm.
Yeah, I did the like rosy cheeks, like I've been out in the snow, and the earrings, Christmas earrings.
Wow.
Wow.
I love
Did you
it.
just have those Christmas earrings?
No, those I just bought. I had everything else though. I
Nice.
went to a costume party for a friend, and it was like a Witcher one, and I just kind of wore my Renaissance stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was still in town, so she went with me, and I was like, "Oh, do you want this or this and this?" And she's like, "No, I'm good." And then I realized I'm like, I have a weird amount of costumes
No, that's great.
in my in my possession. I was
Problem to have.
Yeah, I was like, I apparently dress up a lot. I didn't realize that, but like, cool. I like it still though. Ladies
I like
don't
that.
break, but yes. So I'm a
Nice.
Princess Hallmark Christmas movie that gave up her throne to live a life of a tree farmer, I guess.
Okay.
I dig it.
Thank you. All right, who's next?
Jerome.
Jerome.
I guess
Save our
I'll
guest
go
for
next.
last.
You're
Hold
not
on, let me
gonna
get-
regret it.
I gotta put the full. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
I think
Oh.
that
Let
was
me think Jerome.
Full
Oh wow,
costume
he's
on. There we
he's
go.
putting,
Something
he's putting
elaborate.
something additional on.
Yep.
Maybe,
All right.
maybe it was maybe he didn't want to be like warm, so it's like something like
Yeah, I didn't want to be warm, so I had like it's a costume piece that like honestly makes it hard to wear the headphones as well. So
that's why I had to
Mhm.
get like normal headphones because I was like with the earrings and like the scarf and the random changes of hat.
listen, I'm gonna try and make it work. I'm gonna try and make it work.
Yeah, it's not agreeing with me today.
Hmm.
Are you wearing a wig?
Yes, I am wearing a wig. You know I wear my wigs, Jonathan, when it comes to
Is it
Halloween.
the Jerry Curl wig again? Because like I get distracted.
No,
by
it is
that.
not
You
the
got
Jerry
so many
curl wig.
bounces going on there.
You say you get distracted.
Because like he'll
Uh,
have like these little curls right here that just bounce every time he talks, and I would just stare at them.
A wig, but it
Mhm.
makes it hard to wear the headset.
Yeah.
It's not this.
Um,
It's not so much the wig. It's other factors, but yeah.
Are
Are
you
you?
Lestrade?
No.
Okay. What were you gonna say, Alex?
I was like, are you a character from a movie or a show?
I could say yes from a show, but that would make it too difficult because no one's seen the show. So I'll say I am a
Oh.
character from commercials. I'll say that.
Commercial.
Are
Oh,
you
who's
the
the character?
Geico caveman? Is that Geico?
That
Yes.
is Geico, but no, I am not. The
Geico
king.
has like 5 spokesmen.
They did have a
Um,
show though. They did
They
have.
did
you're
have a
right.
show.
They
yes,
did, and
that
no
is
one
true.
watched it.
It had like one episode or something like that, and they went off the
I
air.
forgot
Were
about
the
that.
Geico cavemen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a whole show around the Geico caveman.
That's wild.
It's really weird.
A commercial.
A commercial.
Hmm.
I'm sure
Jake
you
from
will
State
not
Farm?
get it. Huh?
Jake from State Farm. He's black now.
No.
Is it a black character?
No, it is not a black character.
But
Okay.
it's from commercials.
I don't, are you Flo?
No. Although that's a cute costume.
That would be
It
nice.
is. I love Flo.
Ooh, someone should host a costume party, and you could only come as like a mascot from a commercial.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I feel like I'd be like a cat from Feline Feast or something. Like hard.
Fancy. At least learn a brand.
I'm a cat.
Come on. I think I'd end up being like
don't work
ridiculous
on
as a gecko.
You know, Feline Feast. I don't know.
Dang, I don't know any characters who also have TV shows.
Yeah.
This is super obscure, so I don't know.
Are we gonna get it even when we see you?
Yes, probably. Depends on like last thing I'll give you is a fast food mascot.
Fast food.
Are you Grimace?
No.
Fast food.
I
Wait.
think if there was a costume party that was like spokespeople, I would either be Grimace or the Gecko because I take nothing seriously.
They're both so good though.
I got nothing.
I don't know.
I'm just picturing that scary like AM PM snack monster.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not fast food though. I know he's scary. I don't like it.
I don't know.
The Burger King.
No.
He creeps me out.
He's scary too, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we gotta see the reveal.
All right. Coming to the stage. A fast food mascot who also has a TV show that was very obscure. One Jerome Rhett.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't my TV show. But all I'm gonna say is that
Hamburger.
Seriously?
y'all gonna run them burgers one way or another. My burger tie.
Close.
But
I was close. I got Grimace, so I was closest.
You were close. You were the
Yeah,
closest
you
with
were.
the Grimace pick. Although I couldn't find a
Yay.
regular red wig, so this is an anime boy wig.
I was like, this
anime
is
boy
Hamburger.
Hamburglar.
This is so funny.
Yeah, I
It
was
is
thinking
so
like,
hard to
you
see
know.
right now. I can barely see all of y'all. I don't know how they do it in the animes. I don't know how they see anything.
They just don't.
Do you was the show? Do you
So there was an
remember that-
old cartoon
Yes,
of Ronald
yes, yes.
McDonald.
that was
Yeah.
animated
All
by
the
the same
characters
people who
were
did
on it,
Rugrats.
including the Hamburglar. Yeah, it was animated by the same people who did Rugrats. It was-
Yeah.
I used to watch that, and I had they used to give out the VHS as if you paid like $3 extra when you get when you got a Happy Meal, and I had a couple of the VHS
Better times.
for real.
Yeah.
yeah, the hat is what makes it hard to wear the headphones.
I can see that, yeah.
That's I told you, this is why you need to just get one of these for like these episodes where we look.
I should have gotten earbuds, and I
Yeah.
have some. I probably could swap out, but
I thought about it last time I wore a witch's hat. I was like, I can't headphones and the witch's hat.
Yeah.
And it looks like I got a comb
Yeah.
over going on because all my hair's pushed up weirdly. It's not a fan.
but the cape is like a boy's cape. It's not
Oh
a
my
full
God,
grown adult
yes.
cape. So it looks more like I have broader
Like a
shoulders
bib.
than I actually do
Well,
right now.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember the hamburger's cape not being like fully in front of him. It was always in the back. So like it's kind of accurate. The look,
Yeah, a little
the-
bit.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's
you
great.
could've- yeah. I like it.
We should do a retro review on the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. That was a good
I
A
bet
show.
it's
show that
so
nobody
weird.
would see. Nobody would watch that episode.
Bring
They'd
it
be like,
back
"What
to
the
the
hell?"
mainstream.
Right. We need to bring awareness to the people.
We're bringing back
They
the
don't even use
Ronald
Ronald anymore. Where's Ronald at these
I
days?
don't-
Where's
they don't
Ronald?
advertise him anymore. They don't.
Hell,
don't
Grimace
use it.
had a shake before Ronald did.
Well,
Ain't that
Ain't that a
you
shame?
clowns.
Everybody was so mean to Grimace on his birthday. You can find Ronald McDonald usually at the Ronald McDonald houses, like by Seattle Children's. He's
Like
just
the
there, and
statue.
it's,
Yeah.
and it's super creepy to drive past him at nighttime.
Yeah. He's just on that
He's
bench.
He's just lounging there with
On
his
the
arm
bench,
out, like,
just-
staring at you, waiting for you.
Creepy.
hmm
Yep. Never seen a black hamburglar before, but I'll just run up and just take it.
I think they'll be expecting that more than the regular Hamburglar.
In Seattle.
I debated shaving my beard, but I was like, no, keep the beard and mustache. look even more shady. Like I'm the Hamburglar. They definitely call the cops on. They're like, you're not cute no more. We need to.
This wig is really driving me crazy. I think it's so
Yeah,
silly.
like-
just hold on.
It's so good.
There we go. There's one eye.
There you go. Welcome back.
Let me just.
You could have brushed it or something, like, man.
No.
Oh,
Brush your wig. Evened
No,
it
just
out
gotta-
or something. At
I'll
least
just-
like
I'll
one
just-
side. Emo
There we
it.
go. Now it's more full. I can't see much, but that's all right.
It's weird because I
So
can see like
Keeps
a
the
glimmer
mystery.
of your eye. I can see a glimmer of your eye.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
peeking out.
All right, Lauren's turn. I was gonna say Lauren.
All right, yeah. Mine was
Um,
obviously very last minute.
Are
This is-
you a character from a TV show or movie?
No.
Are you an
Are
animal?
No.
Are you a character from a book?
No. Maybe in theory, but not on purpose. That's more confusing. Sorry.
Look, I told everybody I had main character syndrome as a main character.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they do.
Um, Let's see. Are you? Ooh, that's hard. Are you just like a persona?
No.
Are you a food?
No.
Hmm.
Sorry, this is like
Are
maybe gonna be
you-
accidentally hard.
Are you like a career?
No.
All right, give us a hint.
Are you
Are you an insect?
No.
Okay.
Are you a
It's
plant?
not.
Are you a thing? So you're not a living thing, right?
I'll say no. Like it kind of depends. Not really.
Okay. Are you like a stone like a stone golem or something, like a warrior type thing?
I'll say it's more like a phenomenon, a concept, an event, a
Time.
Oh, are you
Yeah.
climate change?
close. So we're getting closer.
Are you a hurricane?
No,
Are you
It's not
outer
like-
space?
closer.
Wait, what'd you say, Jonathan?
I said outer space.
Outer space.
Are you an astronaut?
Further away, colder.
Are you a black
planet?
hole?
The moon.
Closer. We're getting
Sun?
pretty close. Wait, what'd you say?
A
The
comet?
sun. Oh,
It's not as tangible. I'll say that.
a shooting
Are you a quasi moon?
No, y'all are so close, but it's just this is
a black
what I get.
hole.
So,
I said a
like,
black hole.
No,
Oh.
but
star?
like you're so close. Should I just
asteroid?
reveal? Maybe.
All right.
Yeah,
Here we
they
go.
reveal
Here we
it.
go.
Is
Here
it-
we
We
go.
are,
Coming
we
to
are
the
so bad at
stage.
this.
One, Lauren
close.
Turnblom.
All right, I am the night sky,
Oh, so you're
and I have
Ovid.
my little
Complete
mop
with
sticking
background.
out. Yes, yeah. Got my
it.
stars. Yeah.
Oh, I should have done like a wintry background or something.
A little gazebo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
let me
hold on.
find
Hold
something
on.
from
I
my
did get
background.
something else.
Ooh,
Yeah,
uh-oh.
I have earrings that.
All right, look, I'm
Alex
gonna
got
be a
me
little
on.
out, like y'all got the costume down. I'm gonna be a little out of costume because I do need to.
We saw it. Yeah,
We need to be able to see a little bit.
you're
Hold on.
good. You're good.
All right, there we go. There we go.
I also do
This
have.
mask is very
My little
itchy.
Cute.
I also do have my little
Aw.
Christmas house.
Little tin.
Yeah,
Dig it.
my little bakery, I guess.
Ah, there.
I
we
mean,
go. All right.
the office of the tree farm.
I think I accidentally just did
Oh.
that movie, the Princess Swap, with Vanessa.
Vanessa
Hudgens.
Hudgens. There's like 4
I
of
just
those.
think I did. Yeah, I think I just did that accidentally. Because it was my bakery.
She also marries a prince, though, doesn't she?
I think that's like
So-
the third one or the second one.
She works in a bakery and then finds out she's a princess.
Well,
No.
there's a princess and she swaps places with her.
No, I think she might be in 2 different movies.
No, she's a baker and she meets somebody who's a princess and they swap places.
And she
And then
marries yeah, okay.
she marries
This
a
is
prince.
Vanessa Hudgens movie, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
The Princess Switch.
Yeah,
And
I
then
never
there's
watched
like
the sequels.
princess. I think I saw
Ah.
a
There's
couple of them, but
There's one where there's suddenly another person that looks like
Mhm.
Vanessa Hudgens. It's like a cousin.
she's like
and
Cockney or something, yeah.
yeah, and she tries to steal the throne or dethrone her, like giving it up or something. Yeah.
Yeah, she sure does.
Mm.
So apparently I'm Vanessa Hudgens.
It's pretty funny.
Just happened.
Well, so here's like for the recap for the audio listening people. We've got Morpheus. We've got the Hallmark Winter Woman, or Christmas Woman. We've
Protagonist.
got the Hamburglar anime edition, and we've got the Night Sky as your host for this.
I love it.
For this Halloween special 2024.
If we were to make a movie with all of us, like how would our characters interact?
Well, first of all, y'all would be like, I don't think I'd be a good part of the team, considering all
burgle by night.
Yeah, like just like I mostly burgle like hamburgers though, so it's not really like anything that's like usable in any sense after like I don't know, like a day, because then it's gonna get cold. And I mean you can microwave them, but they're not gonna be as good as they were when they were fresh.
True.
I think Lauren's part of just all of our stories because things happen at night.
That's true.
I feel like since I'm the main character, of course, Jonathan, you would offer me the reality of going back to being a princess, going back to reality, or living in this fake reality of being a baker and marrying a tree farmer that I met 3 days ago.
Maybe
I
it
thought you were
should
going
be
to talk
like.
about. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you go.
I thought you were going to be like he's bringing you back to the reality of doing anything else and not just being themed for Christmas.
Or like you're a hamburger maker and like the Hamburglar is terrorizing you and then he brings you back to reality or something. Or vice versa. I don't know.
I own a little diner where Jerome, the hamburger, keeps stealing my food. But again, involving the tree farmer. And then you tell me like reality of like, you don't live in this small town that you moved here a week ago and don't marry the man you met 5 days ago.
Aren't they sometimes like her high school sweetheart?
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Or
It's usually like she goes back to her hometown or something.
Or
Christmasville, Oregon.
If you go off of the greatest rom-com of all time, Christian Mingle, you get onto Christian Mingle, pretend to be a Christian, and then meet a nice Christian man. And through his Christendom, you then also become Christian. And then you come together like butt cheeks and together be the shit.
Like,
whoa, there were so many turns. That was driving downhill a rocky mountain pass.
That was interesting. I will say though, if you haven't seen the Christian Mingle movie, it is absolutely something you should watch.
There's actually a Christian Mingle
movie. Yeah, there's a real movie. I didn't make that up.
It is a real movie, and honestly, it is one of my favorite because she goes through this panic moment of like, I need to learn everything about Christianity, and gets like a Christianity dummy for books, and actually goes to like the library and picks up books, like because the internet doesn't exist. And then she gets outed for not being a real Christian at the family dinner, and it's all heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know what movie I just found out about? There's a Spirit Halloween, the movie.
Yeah,
yes, I have watched
that Halloween movie.
Did you?
I did. 3 boys get trapped in a Spirit Halloween. They try to sneak in and stay overnight as like a prank, And then
it was filmed in the Spirit Halloween too.
It was. And then the original owner of Spirit Halloween, or where the Spirit Halloween was built, he comes up and tries to kill the boys to take their life and become human again or powerful again. I don't really remember. It's one of those movies you kind of just watch to say you watched it, but retain properly nothing from it. Oh yeah,
like that movie with Ja Rule and what's her name from the Cheetah Girls?
Oh, I'm in love with the church girl.
Oh,
yeah, I'm in love with the church girl.
I was like,
that
was Spirit Halloween. Like,
mine will always be. Oh, what is that one with the girl from the Mean Girls? It's
that's
one
a lot of
that's
people. That's a stack cast.
That's true.
It is with. Lacey.
Oh, she's in a lot of Hallmark.
She's in a particularly Christian movie where she goes and she does Christian work, missionary work in Mexico, and adopts a little Mexican girl at the end. She helps build a church down there because they can't do it or anything like that, and she needs to bring civilization over to Mexico, of course.
How recent was that?
It was I'm trying to find it. It was something that was like seriously, I can't even remember. She has like 5 movies called. Hold on, she has a movie called The Wedding Veil, The Wedding Veil Unveiled, The Wedding Veil Legacy, The Wedding Veil Inspiration, The Wedding Veil Expectation. Is this like?
It's just like Vivica Fox all over again with the wrong movies.
Oh my god, this is like
that's right.
The Wedding Veil Journey. The hell is going on with this Wedding Veil?
When you find your niche,
I mean, they're paying her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I will give her that. It's either keep trying to do real movies or just get a paycheck. And in this day and age, we can only do so much. Yeah. I can't find the title of the movie, but it is something that I remember so well in my brain that it hurts.
She's not the crossword one too, is she?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
With crosswords, she's like a crossword writer who solves crimes.
I have never heard of that.
Wow.
They're probably called like the crossword puzzles or something. The crossword mysteries or something.
Masquerades my eyes.
The first one I saw was really. Did you just take it off?
No, it's part of the costume. It's part of the fit.
All right.
You just have to.
Okay.
The crossword mysteries.
Yes, is it her, Lacey?
Let's see. The crossword mysteries, a puzzle to die for.
Yeah.
Get it?
The first one.
Yep, it is her. Oh. It is her.
Okay. The first one, there's like someone like opens the door and gets killed, but the way they do it is like bright, like a whiteout, and it's so funny. It looks like someone like explodes, and then it's just like they got like stabbed or something. Like it wasn't even that, but it was just like the editing was so hilarious to me. But
oh my god, I love this.
Stuck in the brain. Anyway. We've talked a lot about Christmas movies.
Yeah, Halloween. So there you go, audience. First of all, here's our costume reveals. Accomplished. Hope you enjoyed, had a laugh, and look at some of our costumes. But now we're going to get into the real deal, and I promised a surprise for the Halloween special because every year we do something a little different. Last year we had our first ever 2-parter episode ever, really, but 2-parter Halloween special. And it was a great time. See, I don't have nothing. I don't have like McDonald's or nothing.
Just find one.
I got my magical
put a place behind you or something.
I'll find a picture. But in the meantime, one of the fun things about the Halloween special, as I was saying, is that we always do a little something a little different every year, and this year is no different. This year, I thought it'd be fun if we took to the site that is like the world's greatest site for, I don't know, just finding crazy stories, Reddit, to find people's stories of the worst experience they've had during Halloween.
This is gonna
Oh,
get dark.
I just think it.
Are
What'd
these
you say?
worse like traumatic or worse like funny?
You know, I haven't read any of them, so I don't know. This will be just as much a surprise to me as it'll be to you. Hopefully, they won't be too traumatic because I don't need that right now. With my eyes already a little stinging a little bit from this cheap ass mask I got. Here we go. Hold on. Wait, but before then, one last thing we need to do real quick. Here we go. There it is.
Excellent.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
Burgers on deck. So here we go.
Look at us. We look like we're in like
Weirdest Zoom call.
no. This is fun.
Guys, we got to get these TP reports filed in. Jonathan, where are we at with those?
Don't remind me of those right now. I have to go to work tomorrow, and I'm just not excited to see what's been waiting for me after not being there for over a week.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Go on vacation.
Yeah, I'm like, I trust them. My mom was like, she's like, what do you, because I was just kind of staring at the water, because I got to go to Alaska. It was beautiful, it was gorgeous, and it was just a lovely time, and I got to have a great experience with my mom too. It was nice. It was a great bonding experience. But she caught me staring at the water sometimes. She's like, what do you think about it? I'm like, I just know somebody fucked up something at work and I'm going to have to deal with it on my Tuesday. And she's like, something about work. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I trust them. But also, I know I'm just coming to work and there's going to be so many emails about like, hey, you need to do this. And I'm like, so she's like, stop it. I'm like, I will do my best.
Like the equivalent of if your mom was like, what are you thinking about? And you just turn to her and go, there's a disturbance in the force.
Kind of. She's like, stop thinking about it. I'm like,
filed wrong.
I was like, I just know I'm gonna have a patient being like, what the fuck? And I have to deal with it now. So like, but not my problem until tomorrow. Anyway.
Last
all right.
Day.
So first story from a user called 80 Caked Enough. It says they say this happened 3 years ago, and I just read the last sentence, so this has to be a juicy story.
Okay.
They said this happened to my friend who is not on Reddit, so not them, but somebody they know supposedly, or it did happen to them and they're too embarrassed. But anyway. It says it's Halloween night and there's a knock on her parents' door. Dad goes to open it and there's a man with a bag on his head standing on their porch silent. This man makes a move to step into their house and Dad pushes him backwards. Everyone watches as the man falls backwards off of their step and smashes his head on the ground. It is revealed that the man with the bag is my friend's grandfather, Mom's dad, who was trying to Halloween prank them. He was rushed to the hospital with permanent damage, no longer able to care for himself or his wife, who had health issues as well. They both ended up in convalescent care. Additionally, my friend's mother never forgave her husband, placing the blame on the accident entirely on his shoulders. They divorced shortly after. I don't feel like that's fair to blame him for that. It's that he thought they were an intruder. They didn't announce themselves. They didn't
you can't be playing games like that. Like,
right.
Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Who was all in on it?
I guess just the grandpa. I think just the grandpa was doing this of his own volition. And but here's the thing. Also, and the no offense to this grandpa, but you're too old to be playing these damn games. Okay, if you're that sensitive, if you're that high up in age, you can't play like that. You could end up getting hurt. Like what
he was. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Pranks come with age limits.
At least maybe pranks that put your physical body on the line.
Yeah, if you're gonna prank somebody and pretend that you're a burglar, you have to expect that they're gonna try to defend themselves in a way that they would defend if you're playing a convincing burglar. Not a hamburglar, but a convincing burglar.
Listen, the Hamburglar still got hands too. Okay,
Okay.
The
I
hands
wish you would.
burglar.
My thing is this: don't like. On top of that, it's like if they've been married. I'm assuming they've been married for quite a while. That he thinks he could pull this type of prank on his son-in-law. In which case, you should know if your son-in-law has a fight or flight response to these types of things. And if he does have a fight response as opposed to a flight response, do not try this.
I guess I'm curious. Wouldn't you be like, "Who are you?"
I mean, I
Shut
guess
the door on them. I don't know.
that's
I would.
You would
I
shove
don't
it
know. I
first,
would.
ask questions later.
Yeah. As I've mentioned before, I have a weird response thing. It's either I have a very 50-50 fight or flight. I don't know what's going to happen. So I can never be like, I know I'm going to take a swing without thinking, or I'm just going to book it. I don't know. And I feel like if you really have to know somebody's response before you try to prank them and scare them. So like, yeah, if you weren't prepared to get whacked, you should have like at least like, thought about it then. You don't know this man's response.
I'm reading some of these stories while trying to find another one, and a lot of these are like people just talk about crimes mostly.
Crimes are fine.
Crimes,
not crimes they've committed, but crimes that happened as a part of these stories.
Oh,
this one's from.
Oh, sorry.
No, what were you gonna say, John? Where are you gonna look for?
I was just gonna look for one to see.
Okay. Well, it's like this one's from CNC Optics. Says, I was trick-or-treating with 3 buddies freshman year of high school. We were joking about being a little old to do it, but it was all in good fun. Some kids 2 years older were running around in skull masks doing rowdy teenager stuff and decided it would be a good idea to take my candy. They were much larger than us and had no trouble. One grabbed my bag and another grabbed me and threw me down in the street. No serious injuries, but I had skinned knees and palms. I was pissed. Filed a police report and the officers took it seriously. As a freshman, we got out the yearbook and identified 3 of them, and they were picked up that night. They were charged with strong arms robbery as juveniles and got a ton of community service and had to pay for my mom's lost pillowcase, candy, and damaged clothing. I caught some flack for it at school from their girlfriends. They were ordered not to talk to me, but didn't really care because I felt like justice was served.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
Strong armed robbery? It's candy.
Yeah, that could suck.
No, yeah, that's insane. I would be so pissed if that happened to me. Because I'd be like, seriously, for candy? You're going to pull all that shit?
I mean, they suck, but like, get them back later,
Yeah.
I guess
that just seems petty, bro. Like I would fight them for my candy back before, first of all, snitching to the police. But secondly,
that's not petty. My ass is petty.
Well, here's the thing.
That's not petty thing. That's a bitch move. One, go to the cops. First of all, you get that privilege to go to cops and they take it seriously over stolen candy.
Right? 2, do you know, like, it's not like I doubt they had their yearbook just on them. That means you had to go to your house, find your yearbook, bring it with you to the police to identify these kids.
Also, why weren't these kids wearing like masks? Isn't that crime 101? Pranks 101?
You're just like snatching candy, I feel like you don't think you're gonna get into that much trouble. You just snatch some candy from some kid.
Right.
Like you get a pissed off parent.
From a baby.
Yeah, like a mom is gonna confront you or something. Be like, hey, give me the candy.
I feel like this kid is the type of kid who is in almost every club in school and things, and like is part of the yearbook.
ROTC.
Yeah, and is part of the yearbook club. She had that yearbook on her shelf ready to go.
I feel like everybody's wrong in this story, and I don't like it.
I don't think those kids were. I think they just
Don't
were just
steal
snatching
candy from other kids. That's still
Ugh.
rude. You're
It's a life
16.
experience.
Go hang out in a parking lot like the rest of us. Like, what are
Right.
you doing?
It's a life experience now the kid can have. Now that was a bitch move.
What, jail?
No, just getting your candy stolen by a bigger kid. Sometimes it happens.
They're 14 and 16. This isn't like a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
It's still like just a thing for that teenagers do. I don't know. I just think like it's just a thing teenagers will do during Halloween.
Why just knock some mailboxes off? Like the
Why
great
that
classic hits.
was illegal. Technically, that's a federal crime.
Yeah.
Or the
But that's-
TPing.
Egg some houses.
Egg the houses.
Mm-hmm. Like,
So federal
was
crime and
that
property
an
is
actual
more
thing
better.
that people? Is that an actual thing
Egging?
that people did or do, or was that always just on TV?
I did it.
I've definitely seen houses get TP'd.
Oh.
I've never seen an
the
egging though.
I've
You've
done
an
the egg
egging?
thinging. Mm-hmm.
But they're so expensive.
You've done
I
it?
guess they weren't always.
That was back when I was like 14, 13. I think I was even 12. It was somebody's like apartment, so we really just threw them at the door.
Did they not have candy?
No, this was just another situation.
Just another situation. I was listening to something that was like, it's never as retaliation for not having candy. It's always just targeted.
I mean, that one was definitely targeted. Somebody was like, "Hey, do you want to go egg this person's house?" They like, I forgot even what they did, and I'm like, "Yeah."
I feel like the TPing that I knew of was always like, this person's an asshole or whatever.
It was usually like the principal of a high school.
Yeah.
I've never TP'd. I always feel like that's always a waste of toilet paper.
Right.
Back then when
You're
like
just having to. Well, same with eggs too, I guess.
Well, eggs weren't so expensive back when I was like 12 years old. But I feel
but it's like the chicken had to poop that out. Could have eaten it.
That's a way to describe it, yes. But with TPing, I was always like, that's such a waste. Like that one I found a waste because I was like, those are rolls upon rolls upon because the amount of rolls.
Yeah,
it's like
2
to get
eggs
it actually
Costco pack.
Yeah.
Right. Like flash forward to post-COVID era.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll think differently about everything now. Yeah.
Right. Oh my God. Did you see that they did that while when the dock workers were going to go on strike? Apparently, a lot of people did that again.
What?
And Costco, they loaded up on toilet paper again because they thought they weren't going to be able to get it because of the import. If you were on the West Coast, that strike wouldn't have affected us at all, apparently, or it was limited, or it didn't affect us greatly.
Yeah.
Costco actually had to put out a statement like, "We're not accepting the toilet paper you bought. We're not accepting that return." And Costco's pretty good on its returns, so it literally was like, "You bought toilet paper during this time and this time. We're not accepting those returns."
Listen, you need to pay for what you did. All right, hold on.
Yeah, wow. You bought like $300 worth of toilet paper. That's your problem now.
There we go.
Just take off the wig.
The wig is fine. It's not the wig that's the problem. It's the mask. The mask is like,
oh my God, the Hamburglar's Jerome.
It's been me the whole time.
Knew it.
Now I just look like total anime Hamburglar.
Yeah, you got like the goggles.
The swoop of the face.
You look. The orange wig is kind of giving.
I look like a Karen right now.
You kind of look like the single black auntie, the one who never had
That's
kids.
Right. That's right. Listen, like that's all right, baby. Come on over. You know, I'll cook you some grits, and you can hang out with me while your mama tripping.
No, that haircut's the one that's giving me life advice, even though she's she's on her like.
Come on, let's go to church.
Yeah, tell me to go to church.
You're gonna get a lot of good mileage out of this wig.
That's right.
Yeah, you're definitely the auntie who used to tell, or the who used to be like, "Oh, sweetie, you just have to find a good man." Like, aren't you on your third marriage, man?
Right.
Like, you trying to talk to me about relationships here? Yeah. Like, oh, just wait. I'm just like, Right. Such
So I've
wait,
swapped. Oh, go ahead. What do you got, Jonathan?
I was just gonna say I found one
On Reddit or
Mhm.
okay, go ahead.
Okay. The title is Halloween Horror Story or Hilarious. Back in 1987, when I was 7, my 13-year-old big brother took me trick-or-treating with him and his girlfriend. We were later joined by his friends, twin brothers who I'll leave nameless. They'd learned where their junior high school principal lived years before and had a tradition of kicking in the faces of her meticulously carved pumpkins and slashing her tires.
Oh.
Okay, well, first the pumpkins was like a childish prank. Now y'all just going straight criminal, slashing her tires.
Yeah, that was
Jesus. What'd she do to deserve this punishment?
Right. They made sure to wear masks in case she heard the ruckus and basically thought they were committing the perfect crime. Apparently, she'd had enough and decided to get her revenge. She purchased 2 brass, I'm guessing the material, pumpkins, painted them to look realistic, and when one of the idiots tried kicking one halfway across Arizona, the only sound made was a crunch followed by a blood-curdling scream.
That's what your ass get.
Yeah, no, I respect her.
That's hilarious.
Several toes and bones were fractured. Even though I know I saw her curtain move, she never once came out of the house.
No, because if I call the ambulance, y'all ain't gonna learn. Y'all can lift your ass up in the hospital.
That's
I mean, I feel like that's fair after they started slashing her tires.
Right, slashing tires.
That was like a little much.
The following Monday, the principal stood outside her office as students entered the building. When the broken brother, nickname brother's girlfriend gave him, yes, it stuck, most call him BB to this day, crushed his way past her with a huge cast on his lower leg. She, of course, asks, "Oh, sweetie, what happened to you?" She also made sure to give her brightest smile every morning afterwards till summer vacation started.
See, that's my type of principal right there. She's petty like me. I would do that.
I respect that so much. I respect her. I will say that reminds me of a story I heard with this one guy who was pissed because people kept knocking over or running over his snowman. He was so frustrated. Eventually, he's like, "You know what I'm going to do?" And there was a fire hydrant actually close to his house.
I was about to say, you put around a fire hydrant.
He built the snowman around the fire hydrant. And he's like, at 3 a.m, he heard a crash. Somebody had tried to run over the snowman, hit the fire, water goes out. That person, was also drinking, apparently. So, well, it's like 3 a.m. So they got like a bunch of charges against them for property like public property damage, fire, like
oh yeah, that's city damage because the fire hydrant is technically city property.
Yeah,
not even technically, it is city property.
He did it with like intent too, so like it's all that fucked up. And I was like, you know what, good for him. Asshole should know not to mess with his snowman.
Yeah, I heard a similar story where I think it was like the snowplow driver was running over this guy's mailbox. And then they had to get some like street work done. So he just like put it like on a post that went like, 3 feet underground or something. And then when the guy tried to run it over again, of course, it just like destroyed the snowplow or whatever it was, the truck. Because I think it was just one of those trucks that had the thing. But, I respect it. Stop harassing people.
For real.
The closest I've had that is and this hap made me respect my French teacher so much more. I had a French teacher named Miss Bernardi, which, mind you, she was one of my favorite teachers, even though everybody else was like, Miss Bernardi sucks, she's so mean. I'm like, it's not that she's mean, she just don't play around and y'all be fucking up. Like, it ain't her fault, it's y'all the problem. But there was one day in particular. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna interject. That was the vice principal at my high school. Yeah. She one time at an assembly, she got booed. But it's just because she laid down the law.
Man.
We got a principal like that for our senior year, and she's like, all right, this is like what we're gonna do now. And everybody was like, fuck you, we're doing what we want. So all the school event things ended up being empty because we're like, we're just gonna do our side thing over here. She used to get pissed. She's like, if you miss this day, no matter even if your parents call, you get detention. It's like
that's kind of how I had. Yeah, we all were just like okay, we're not gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
I had, but Miss Bernardi, one day she came in and she was we had like a pep rally later that day at the school. And she was telling us, she didn't have to tell us this, by the way, but for some reason she felt compelled. And she was just like, yeah, or I think she had been late to class, like coming in to start the lesson. And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm late. Y'all had to deal with something with a student. And all of us, are just like whispering amongst ourselves because we're like, oh, I wonder who the student was. She's like, I know some of y'all might be wondering who it is. Just like, I won't say their name, but just know if you see a football player not marching onto the field, that it may be them, because they decided to do some inappropriate things with another student in the teacher's lounge. And and that's how she left it. But then we found out, like, through the school, eventually the rumors started spiraling. We found out that apparently what it is this dude who was a football player and 2 cheerleaders were in the teacher's lounge in the dark after school the day before, or like
why
after
would you go to the
teacher's
lounge?
Because she walked in on them there, so it's even better.
Like, and I was just in my head, I was like, we thought the same thing. We were like, of all the places to go in this school, if you want to do that, why the teacher's lounge?
They're specifically gonna go there.
Like, someone's gonna come in even after school. Do you think they just vacate the premises immediately? There's teachers still there.
They disappear at 3 p.m. into the ether.
Teachers lounge in high school being such. I never, my 4 years I was in my high school, I never stepped foot into the teachers lounge.
I'm not convinced my high school had one.
I know who did, but I'm like, it was, and I remember seeing it, but I'm like, did I just imagine that?
Yeah,
but
we had one in my high school.
Maybe they had,
and it was a room that was like off of the cafeteria for the teachers to go and eat their lunch and things like that.
So sad.
In my mind, I'm like, on one hand, I was like, immature kid brain. I was like, man, 2 cheerleaders? Dang, he's out here playerific. But at the same time, I mean, this is the dumbest way you could have possibly gone about doing this. Like, for everybody involved.
Pretty stupid.
I got one from Quora, because I moved over from Reddit, because I was like, a lot of these are violent. So let's move over to Quora. See if we can maybe have some fun there.
What's
so this
Quora?
Quora's like, it's
like a question and answer
type question and answer type stuff. It's like Reddit, but a little more like Home Goods, family, and more informational.
Home Goods.
So this is from Tammy Gallant, and she writes, the question was, what was your wildest adult Halloween? Her response, very long story, says, my wildest adult Halloween was when I was in my late 20s. I was at a party with my then fiance. We were all drinking and having a good time. They set up the volleyball net, and that was my game. We joined in. My fiance was terrible. He was lanky, uncoordinated, and clumsy. He couldn't hit that ball no matter what. Time and time again, he failed. Soon, everyone but me was laughing at him and making fun of him. Finally, someone told him to just get off the court. He did. He got into his car and left the party, leaving me standing on the front lawn. This was several counties away from my home and before cell phones. I waited and waited. One by one, people left until just the resident couple were left. I had no one to come and get me or take me home because they were too drunk to drive. I need to get my children. Wait, there's children? This story just keeps building.
Oh my God.
I need to get my children who were under 2 years of age, but there I was in a rented costume, standing in the darkness in the middle of nowhere at 2 a.m. It was almost 2 a.m. when he finally showed up. He had my kids with him. His sister had been babysitting. I got in the car and he was dead silent, but looked so angry. Oh my God, he looked so murderous. After several miles, I made the mistake of asking, why the hell would you leave me there? He grabbed my hair and started shaking my head and pounding my... Wait, whoa. This...
Oh my God.
How is this the wildest story?
Once again, everybody's wrong.
Why is
you said you went here to get away from the violence?
Yeah, right. Now we're
I thought for sure.
Yeah,
well, let's see. I'm gonna skip.
Does it end well? At least
I feel like it doesn't.
The story
I feel like I watched half the movie and then
maybe we should do ghost stories instead.
Right. Yeah, it says. let's see.
Jeez.
It says her best friend came and took her to the hospital. That's the end of the story.
Oh my god.
And that's it. That's all we got. No, like and this has 37 upvotes. What the hell
Why
are the
don't
upvotes
people
for?
have fun anymore?
Right? What are these stories?
Can we just maybe go to ghost stories, or maybe next time monitor the stories before we go on?
Right.
This is
I made sure to look through my story.
This is true.
Hey, what's your worst Halloween, guys?
Worst Halloween?
Oh, well, here we go. This one's actually wholesome. Wholesome, but in like a cheesy dad way. It says, so around 5, like this is from Ajin Subasic or yeah, I think Subasic. I don't know. It's a weird name. But he's a 19-year-old studying for his first year in software engineering. He says, this is one of his top 10 stories with his dad. He says, so I was around 5 or 6 years ago, around 5 or 6 years ago, my family moved to a big house where we were renovating the whole house while still living there. And so October comes and it's Halloween, and my parents haven't had the energy to decorate the house or get candy as they were busy with the house renovation. My dad and his friend did all the work at the house. So one day, the door knocks and my dad goes out to see who it could be. And right there were 3 kids saying trick or treat. And this is the moment I realized how fast my dad is with comebacks. While standing there with dirty clothes covered in some paint, he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but I only work here and the owners are cheap, but did not buy any candy for us to give." And this is for some funny reason, this for some funny reason had to be said in a Balkan accent. He's not racist. He's actually from Balkan. In parentheses, it says. The kids kind of looked at him and they understood there was nothing more they could do. The rumor spread pretty fast that there was no candy at our house. Still makes me laugh when I think about it.
My
Happy
dad
story.
never went trick-or-treating with me on Halloween.
Is it embarrassing to be the house that everyone is saying like they don't have candy?
I mean, not if you're like, oh, the workers are there, not the family.
But eventually people are going to realize, I don't know. I guess it's kids reporting it, so they're not going to remember that it's the dad that lives there, I suppose. Oh, here we go. All right. Tammy, you ruined the whole thing. What is wrong with you? Although I hope you're okay, and I hope your kids are all right. But here we go. From Robert Latimer Bernhurst Tribe. It's a long last name. Lives in Ankara, apparently. It says, I put on a pink bodysuit, fairy wings, and pink tutu and work boots. Remember the old song, Fairies with Boots? My friend had some biker friends over. One of the bikers got shit-faced and passed out on the lawn face up. His wife and girlfriend are taking pictures trying different poses. I walked up and squatted my ass near his face holding a can of beer. Everyone thought it was hilarious and took pictures. I won a prize for the costume that night, and I wore the same costume to a swinger party. As I was standing in line for pictures, multiple women came up to me asking their partners if they could have a little fairy later on. LOL, he says. Years later, I won a first prize with the same costume and another What is it with you in swinger parties? Halloween, spelled with 2 O's, is my favorite holiday.
Halloween.
Halloween.
No. An O where the A should be, and then
another
Halloween. Or Halloween.
Yeah. Interesting. Very curious.
That's strangely is like a trope in movies for some reason of the swinger Halloween party.
Huh.
Like the only movie I could think of, especially it being a thing, is the movie. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the movie Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
In Trick or Treat, there's a one of the short stories with the kids who go to the lake. They go to a house first to trick or treat, and it's one of their teachers who's having essentially a drunken swinger party at her house. Which I'm like, I feel like at that point, don't then still give out candy to kids. What if you open the door and they see some stuff they're not supposed to be seeing?
I mean, they did that in, what is it? The Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah, the Grinch as well.
Really?
So.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, to be fair,
there were swingers and wait. I don't
Yeah,
remember
at the opening scene, they're putting all their keys in a bowl.
Oh,
when Jim Carrey, like the Jim Carrey Grinch, like when the little bassinet lands in the tree. But to be fair, they weren't inviting inviting kids over. His bassinet flew from a mountain and landed in the tree that just so happened to be facing the window of the party. So it's not quite the same.
It is, of course, a kid's movie.
Yeah.
That is true, though. It's supposed to be a kid's movie. But there's a lot of adult stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
Just
I probably haven't watched it since like 2002 or whenever it came out.
I haven't watched it. Maybe I'll watch it this holiday season.
I watch it through TikTok when I get little clips of it. That's it. But seriously, what is your guys' worst Halloween? Or like, what is like the worst experience you've had on Halloween?
I don't have many Halloween experiences, so I don't actually have a worse one. When I was a kid.
I'm trying to think,
I mean, that's sad.
I feel like most of mine, it's like all this buildup, right? And then you're sort of like, it's usually a weekday. So I feel like a lot of my like worst ones were just like looking for something to do, or like, you know what I mean? Like you go out with your friends and then you're like, well, see you in school tomorrow or whatever,
Right.
you know? Yeah. The worst ones were probably just like drinking too much and then like puking on a lawn.
Yeah.
Not fun, but also, you know, I didn't go to the hospital like Tammy. So after my volleyball tournament with my friends. So,
damn.
You know.
I don't know if I've had a worse one. Maybe the worst one was when I was too old to trick or treat.
Yeah, that is a bad year.
Yeah.
We're like, this is it.
It's always excuse me. It's always like a transition period because it's like, I think the last time I went trick or treating, I was either 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
I remember who I went as. I went as Chad from High School Musical. Corbin Blue.
Excellent.
Nice. Yeah, with the wig and everything.
Nice.
But yeah, because it's always like, okay, yeah, what do I, you're not old enough to go to like the cool Halloween parties, but then you're too old to trick or treat. So you're in this weird transitioning stage.
That's so true. Yeah.
I think mine was when I started, and it sounds silly, but started trick-or-treating in like the suburbs when we moved properly to the suburbs. Because we used to trick-or-treat in the city, and I don't know, there's something more cool about trick-or-treating in like actual Chicago city. Or it was still kind of the suburbs, but it was the city suburbs. Like there was more decorations, there was more kids, it seemed like, and it was the type where, my mom dropped me off at the end of the block with me and my sister and my cousin, and like 3 blocks down, she'd drive the car, wait for us as we like made our way down. Compared to like when it was in the suburbs, the houses were like so much further apart, so she couldn't really do it. Like you got like 5 houses on one block, so it felt like
interesting.
Yeah, compared to like the Chicago brick houses that are like this.
I mean, they're close together. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like, all right, and then you think for the suburbs decorations would be so much better, but they weren't. And it was like really depressing to see that because I always loved Halloween, and like in the city, it was almost like an actual neighborhood thing compared to like the suburbs where it was very more individual and like felt less coordinated.
That's
really depends on the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like you gotta, if you go to certain neighborhood, like you have to go to a neighborhood where all the neighbors kind of know each other, so they get like together to be like, hey, you decorate for Halloween? Yeah, okay, I'll decorate for Halloween.
Kind of compete off each other.
Yeah. Because my neighborhood wasn't like that. Like, but kids still trick or treated anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes we would drive. A lot of my friends lived in a different neighborhood than I did, so I'd like go to one of their houses, and then sometimes we would go to like the really rich neighborhood and walk around that, and then you're like, wow, bougie candy or like full size candy, right? Yeah.
Ooh.
I was gonna say my one of my doctors at my work, he lives in that neighborhood. He's part of the Candy Cane Lane where the people drive to see the lights, but they also do Candy Corn
That's
Lane.
fun. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
they have literally kids like bus in, and there's somebody and they're like cool with it. I love it because they're really cool with it, and he's one of those that give out like full-size candy bars. He's really cool. He was telling me there's somebody who does like checking how many kids like come through the neighborhood because they kind of do estimate. Last year they got about 300 kids.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Damn.
And
Man, they can afford it. They're subsidizing the rest of us, okay?
Oh, hell yeah. No, he can afford it. He can afford it. Yeah.
They should be giving out those like 2-foot Toblerones to every child.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I
when I was a kid, my mom would usually take me over my cousins, and we would trick or treat together. And that was always a fun time. It would always be nice when you would get those full size candy bars and everything.
So good. Yeah.
If I was saying like earlier, if I lived in Southern California, Los Angeles when I was a kid, you bet I would be asking my parents to drive me to Beverly Hills
and scoop up the candy
and do some trick or treating over there.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Thinking of driving, I have like this one is interesting because I never thought about this. Is this dude James Jepson, who's a radio host now and a DJ. He says, in 1987, I worked for Domino's Pizza in Isla Vista, California. It was the year Playboy magazine voted UC Santa Barbara the #1 Halloween party school in the country. That year, more than 15,000 out-of-towners were partying within a few block area. We made and delivered 300 to 300, okay, the way he wrote this, because he put an asterisk at the end, he means they made, as in how much they were earning, $3 to $3.50 and up to $10 at peak, like for delivery. And it says during their 24-hour stretch. It says, I personally delivered over 1,000 pizzas during a 12-hour shift. Most of them delivered on foot because it was impossible to drive through all the partying. Here are some of the wild events that happened on the night. I'm not going to read all of them because some of them are a little more adult. But the fun ones are being given beer after beer as tips. I was underage, so my trunk was full by the end of the night, and my dad got the beer. At the time, I earned an 85-cent per pizza for delivery commission, so over $850 to deliver those pizzas.
Hell yeah.
More than $1,000 in cash tips. Invited to, $300 in wages and $50 bonus for going to that store.
You said 1987?
It's 1987.
That's...
he says, I got getting flashed by college girls hoping to get a free pizza. Nope, but thank you for the offer, I guess. And he says, I made over $2,000 in cash, 5 cases worth of beer, and 5 cases worth of beer. And he's like, I think that qualifies as a wild Halloween, which I'm like, God damn, that was like one hell of a night for that delivery driver. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Intense. That reminds me of when I was at banquet server. I used to get like wild tips like that, or like my managers would just give me alcohol.
Wow.
Which I was recently thinking about that. I'm like, as a 33-year-old, I'm like, absolutely not. That was a terrible environment for a 17-year-old to work, and her 40-year-old manager is giving her like bottles of alcohol and being like, it's okay to drink with the staff. It's fine. Like not even graduating high school yet, and like working there at weddings where people are really drunk. I got slipped room keys with like $200 into
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, I of course kept the money, but like, I was getting slipped like 200 in a room key, and I'm like, I'm barely 18 at this point. It's like, really?
Yikes.
Pervert.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I feel like it's a lot like that, where it's like, I got the money, but also adult me is like, ew.
Yeah.
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 I don't have like any wild Halloween story. The closest I have is like, because we didn't do Halloween in my house. We did Hallelujah night, which means we just went to church on Halloween and did churchy things. And but you know, still would get candy and things like that, you know, so the kids actually weren't bored. And they'd also have games. One in particular is that they had a I forget what it was called, but basically it was like a fishing game where they had like a big curtain up. You throw your fishing line over,
and you would get a prize.
And you get a prize. However, this particular year, their prizes they chose were fish. And when I say that, I mean literal goldfish in bags.
Oh.
And so I threw my line over 2 times, got 2 goldfish because they had so many, they had to give them away. So they gave me 2. My sister got 1, and my mom looked so like it was just like, because she can't give them back.
Yeah.
So she had that night. She was like, she had that face like, I gotta go to PetSmart tomorrow and get 2 aquariums because we can't share an aquarium. We both need our own aquarium for our goldfish. So she bought 2 aquariums the next day for me and my sister to put our fish in. And I just like, as an adult now, I think about that where I'm like, I wish my kids would do that to me. Like I got pets.
Can live a long time.
I had a goldfish. He got nice big, and he lived like I think like 4 years before he finally like died. But I did that to my mom so often, and I remember one particular time from middle school, she dropped me off at this little like fair thing. My friends had been like volunteering at for the elementary school. It's just like a little thing, and they were like, "Oh, come see us," and I'm like, "Okay." It was like little haunted house and stuff like that. And she's like, "Don't bring home a goldfish." And I was like, fair enough. And then she comes and picks me up. I'm sitting on the, the curb and I have a little bag. She's like, I was like, he was the only one left. I'm like, I don't know what they were going to do with him, but I couldn't just leave him. And she's like, all right, let's go to Petco.
Here's one from, here's a very sweet story from Drew Snyder. Speaking of church, he's a pastor and a media consultant. It says, aside from the question was, what is the most fun thing you've ever done for Halloween? And he said, aside from dumping several pounds of dry ice into the fountain outside a new office building one year, when he was in his early 20s, which I think is hilarious. That'd be so just like, oh my God, the fountain's flowing over with his fog. That would be, he says, aside from that story, that would have to be my last year of trick-or-treating. 2 friends and I were in the 8th grade, and the one reason we went was that one of the boys in our class was laid up in a hospital with yet another hemophilia-related injury. We decided anything we collected would be for him. We fancied ourselves as a singing trio, so the other 2 dressed in rather outlandish costumes, and I put on a long black wig, brought a ukulele, and went as Tiny Tim, singing Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Yes, I'm that old. Crazy fun and a nice thing to do for our friend.
It is nice.
Yeah,
that is nice. That's cute that they got like all the candy they got was for their friend exclusively. That's really nice.
That's nice. We love a Halloween miracle.
Yeah.
Although Tiptoe Through the Tulips is like that song is no longer like wholesome anymore. It is very creepy.
It is
because of many a horror movie.
Also because of Tiny Tim, but it's fine.
Oh man. Yeah, a lot of these are, I don't know what it is with people when you ask the question, what's your wildest Halloween story? Their first thing is, let me tell you about the grossest or like worst thing that ever happened to me on Halloween ever.
Yeah.
It's like, just like, you know what it is? It's the post-COVID world. That's what it is. It's made people get dark. They don't want to
get dark.
Yeah, just get dark with all their stories. It's like, how was your day? Oh, got cancer again. So that's like, what? That's how you're gonna start. You're not gonna start with the.
Man, we're all just tired of small talk.
I guess that's true.
What is your guys', or other than Jerome, I guess, what is your 2 wildest Halloweens?
Wildest.
Yeah.
maybe I'm just not that exciting. I feel like it's always just like party. Well, you can't see my thumb. Party, show, or like, oops, I forgot to make a costume. Better just watch a scary movie. Or like play a scary game.
That's
I'm
true.
not that interesting.
I thought Jonathan was gonna speak next.
Oh yeah, sorry. Were you gonna speak? I'm like looking up and thinking about it.
I don't know about Wild Halloweens, but me and my friend from high school, this was in, I want to say, like sometime between like 2015 to 2016 maybe, near my house, um in Brenton, um there was where I used to live, there was a like a cemetery just like right around the corner. And for some reason, I don't know what compelled us to go to that cemetery. But and I don't think it was on Halloween. This was like in the middle of winter.
Okay, we also
Because we
did
were
this in winter, but go on.
okay.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like because she was back from like winter break, and
Probably also why we were doing it in winter.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we decided to go, and it was just like us two the first time, and we parked. It was like, I think it was daytime, but it was like maybe like getting a little bit dark.
Mhm.
We went up to this tree. It was this huge tree, like the hugest tree I think I've ever seen in my life, like in person.
Hmm.
And the thing about this tree was that it was so like thick, like you could not, the tree's like diameter was probably like, I don't even know, like 30 to 40 feet. Like it
Damn.
was so
Damn.
thick, you could not see on the inside of it. And when we first saw the tree, we were both like, dang, this tree looks kind of scary. Like you don't know what's inside this tree. And it was just us in the cemetery. And I took a photo of her standing at the tree. Like we wanted to take a photo of each other standing at the tree. After I took that photo of her standing at the tree, my phone started freaking out. Like my phone
Mhm.
freaked out, and it was never the same. The battery ran out after I charged it for like
You know what that
Haunted
means?
phone.
She had the devil in her. That's what that means.
No, it means the
She cursed
ghost
the
went into
phone.
your phone.
She transferred the
it would
curse.
it would overheat. The phone would overheat, and the phone, like it kept glitching, and then it would the battery would run out after like
Had a
Oh
demon
my
phone.
10,
god.
15 minutes. It was,
Nope.
yeah, it was
Just
scary.
get
Maybe I
random
think this was,
calls. Be like, get out. Boop, boop.
Say, get out
Mhm,
of my phone. Hang up.
exactly. This was
There
like
was just waiting
24.
for you.
Yeah, this was like 2014. I want to say like
Mhm.
2014, 13.
Phone stop
And
buttons.
then after like, I think either maybe for like spring break or the next year, we brought our other friends to that same cemetery, and not as a weirder thing, d- a thing as weird as that did not happen. But it was kind of funny because we were driving like up to park at the cemetery, and all of a sudden we just hear this, like something scares us so bad we all start screaming.
Oh
It was a
no.
sprinkler. It was a sprinkler.
Ah!
Ah,
Best case though.
Right. And then we started like
Better
laughing
than the
hysterically.
undead. Yeah.
Literally.
Mhm.
Like something we just heard something move, like,
Oh,
yeah, it was a sprinkler.
creepy.
But
damn.
yeah, we would go there to visit the very scary tree. It looked even scarier at night. Like I wouldn't even go up to it at night because it was just so
No.
scary.
Haunted.
Yeah. So that didn't answer your question, but
I mean, it was a fun story.
It was a scary experience. I mean,
yeah.
I have some like personal scary experience. I don't know. The craziest Halloween I had was one year. I got really drunk with some friends, and then the guy I was just hanging out with was like, "Hey, do you want to go steal some gnomes?" And I was like, yard gnomes. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So like a bunch of us, it was like maybe 3 or 4 of us. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I was very drunk. Ran around town finding just lawn gnomes. We left pumpkins and everything.
Why were there so many?
I don't know. It was really weird. We got about 15 lawn gnomes.
Maybe that's where we got the idea.
And I'm not talking
you saw them on the way to the bar or something and was just like, you know what? Someone should take these.
I just don't really see a yard gnome.
We were like at a house party and we were like hanging out with each other. All of a sudden he's like, hey, do you want to go steal some lawn gnomes? I'm like, sure. And they were like the ceramic ones too. Like the nice ones.
Wow.
I woke up, there was like, I left them at the guy's house because I wasn't going to keep stolen lawn gnomes with me. We went back. Yeah, I was like, all right, dude, if somebody. Luckily, this was all before, Ring.
Yeah.
So we were all good and clear.
Can't do crimes like we used to.
I know, right? Everything is just seen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a cute one for you. This is a couple's little Halloween story, a little bit. It's on BuzzFeed. It says, I'm an opera singer and I work abroad a lot. One year I was working in Austria over Halloween, which is my favorite holiday. And I was kind of bummed that I couldn't spend it with my husband to do our fun celebrations. On Halloween, I got a text from my husband going, boo, check your closet for a Halloween surprise. And I assume, because she doesn't give the context of the story, but I assume because she works abroad a lot, they have their own house. Like their own guest house in Austria. I say that because she's like, I started freaking out wondering what was in there. When I opened the closet open, there was a fake pumpkin, candy, fake spiders, a fake skeleton, and a whole bunch of Halloween decorations. My husband had put it in there secretly when he was visiting last time, but I was so scared I ended up stabbing the fake skeleton. I laughed and ate all the candy, which for me, I'm like, one, that's very cute.
Yeah,
that her husband did that and remembered that he did that so he could surprise her for Halloween. But also, B, I love that she was prepared though. She was ready. Because if she stabbed the skeleton,
I think that's funny because I was expecting him to be in the closet.
Right. That's what I thought.
Instinct kill.
Because I'm like, because she was ready. Because she's like, and maybe that's why he wasn't in the closet. He knew. He's like, if I tell her that
you're smart. He knew.
That's what I'm saying. You got to know your person's fight or flight response. He knew if I tell her that there's a surprise in the closet, she's still gonna grab a knife, thinking there's somebody in there.
That is nuts.
That's honestly why I tell people to prank me. I'm like, I don't know if I'll swing or run. I don't know. So don't scare me. You're welcome to prank me and everything. Change out things, but no scare pranks. No scare pranks. Because I will either swing at you or run for my life and you will never see me again.
I think I would just cry.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't want to know.
It's not awful, but it is like, you damn kids. My last trick or treat ever was I was 15 and dressed my friend like little kids at a sleepover, with pigtails, silly pajamas, things like that. Our joke was we would get on our knees before ringing the doorbell so we look short like little kids. I guess we have to people or whatever. But it blew up in our faces one time when a very elderly woman gave us our candy, then almost had a heart attack when we said thank you and stood up to our full height. She screamed and clutched her chest, and it was not good.
Oh my God.
She didn't die because they didn't say that. But it still is like.
But who knows what happened when she closed the door?
Don't do it. I'm like, you damn kids, y'all almost killed that woman that night. Trying to be funny.
Man.
Dang.
At the same time, though, that is clever though, because at 15, you're like, unless you've hit a major growth spurt, you're just short enough that you can get on your knees and still look like about average kid.
I don't know about that. 15?
Yeah.
I had
I mean,
my
I knew.
growth spurt.
Granted, I knew some short 15-year-olds. So.
I think I was the height I am at 15.
Oh, I am the height I am. I hit my growth spurt in 6th grade. I got the amazing 5'5", and I've been that ever since.
I hit
Actually,
mine in
thanks
14,
to
but
my
then grew it
back.
a little bit longer through until through college. But that's the thing.
Damn.
Most women stop growing at the end of high school. Most men stop growing after college.
Huh.
I actually now range from 5'4" to 5'5", thanks to my back and how I'm feeling that morning. So I get to have a range.
I definitely had a growth spurt during middle school, maybe like 13 to 14. Then I like kept inching like further and further during high school and stuff.
Yeah. I wish I were taller.
I get to be one of the tallest.
Do you wish you were a baller?
Sometimes.
You wish you had a rabbit in a hat. I get to be one of the tallest members in my family, and that makes me very proud.
Yeah.
Mexicans tend to be on the shorter side. So, but then you always get that one Mexican that's super tall, and it's like, that's not fair.
Rob.
Yeah, like Rob. That's not fair. I'm like reaching the guy's height on my dad's side, and I'm like, yeah, I'm as tall as the men. And then here comes Mario being super extra tall and be like, fuck you, man. Why you gotta be that height?
I'm taller than all of my immediate family. And then on my mom's side, I think I'm pretty much taller than, not my mom's side, my dad's side. I think I'm pretty much taller than everybody except for a few of my cousins.
Wow.
And I'm one of my uncles, but the rest of them, I'm like taller than the rest.
I'm the shortest person in my immediate family.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kind of bullshit now that I'm hearing nobody else.
Because you're not even that short.
Yeah, I'm pretty average height. Everyone else in my family is just taller. Not my extended family, but yeah, my parents and my sister are all taller than I am.
Here's another Halloween whoopsie for you, and I think this one would honestly piss me off. It's last Halloween, my friends and I threw a party. We thought it'd be cool to rent a fog machine to give the house a spooky, creepy house feel. Yeah, exactly. So you know where this is going. We set it up inside my friend's kitchen, but didn't realize that it wasn't a gentle fog machine. No, this one was actually meant for like a huge concert venue. I pressed on, and a blast of smoke loudly shot off. Like it was a blast. The fog was so dense, the fire alarm went off at the party, and it turned the whole neighborhood smoky to the point the fire department was called.
Oh no!
They probably the whole damn house was on fire.
Oh no! Oh.
So they didn't test it before. How recent is this? Did they buy it on Amazon and they didn't read?
I'm assuming
they bought it
probably like at a store or something, because you can get fog machines but normally when you get a fog machine from the store, you got to get it from a Halloween or a party store, because they're the ones that sell the low density ones. If you just buy one online or go to like a light place or whatever, or Lowe's or something, there's a chance you might get like the high powered ones that'll turn your house into a smoke show.
Oh my god!
Literally. But
also, them putting in the instructions. Well, a lot of people don't.
Or maybe they've worked with fog machines before and they just like they needed.
They work in a laser.
I got it. Yeah, maybe. Right. Maybe this was a laser.
What's their name? Who was it?
You want to do one more?
I'll see if I can find one more. But while I'm looking for it, last thing I wanted to end the special on is what's on you got in no particular order, and you don't need to do like a specific number. You can do as many as you want, or as many like brings you joy. But what are you guys' go-to movies to watch or shows to watch on Halloween at Halloween time?
Ooh.
Go ahead.
I would say, actually, we could end on this, Jerome. If you can't find one,
I don't think I'm gonna find another one, so we can end on this. Because I figured this would be like the nice ending to wrap it all up.
Okay. I was gonna say one. I just appreciate, the movie and TV industry whenever Halloween comes around, because that's when you get all the horror movies and like the spooky stuff, and they play all the scary stuff on TV, and even the fun scary stuff like the Hocus Pocus and all that good stuff. I would probably say any of the I remember growing up watching the Fairly Odd Parents Halloween special, the SpongeBob Halloween special. That actually low-key scared me as a kid.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
Some of these Halloween specials like that were made for kids were actually low-key traumatizing. Like the I think it was The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. That one was a little scary. They did some sort of like Ouija board mess or seance.
What was his name? The bellhop was trying to. He did a seance where he got possessed. Esteban.
Oh, that is kind of scary.
Yeah, that was kind of scary for a kid.
What other episode? I could have sworn there was an episode of something that I'm like, this is terrifying. But yeah, I just love watching all the old TV shows that I would watch as a kid. The Halloween specials.
Those are fun. Yeah, I like to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm also as a weenie, but I really love Halloween. I watch a lot of stuff that's like not really that scary, at least for repeats. So I really love Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I think that movie's so funny. Just love Elvira, obviously. Yeah, Hocus Pocus, like you said, it's a good one. Just all the TV specials for sure. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say I used to have a crush on Elvira.
Yeah,
like I was like,
So did I.
God damn, she's fine as hell.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't tell Ariana Grande that.
Wait, what? Why?
Did you guys hear about?
No one.
So there was a story that came up like last week where Ariana Grande, like years ago, like 10 years ago, went to an Elvira show, and she went backstage and was like taking pictures with Elvira, and like brought like 4, 5, 6 of her friends or whatever, and they were taking pictures and everything. And then Elvira asked for a pic too, because like it's Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande came to my show, and she declined. She said no. And so
Elvira had already taken pictures together,
right? And so Elvira told this story like at some show or on a podcast or something. And then Ariana Grande issued an apology, like a retroactive apology.
Hilarious.
Love it.
I did just see it might have been Kylie. Someone just dressed up as her and like posted a picture dressed up as Elvira, and she said something like, "Didn't tag me, huh?" And people were like, "Why are you mad or whatever?" But I just think it's so funny. Like,
man, Elvira, man.
Elvira
in her. She's like, look, y'all go give me my goddamn props. I work too damn long and too hard.
Yeah. Someone was like fair. Can't appreciate a real diva, and I was like, "There, yeah, that commenter is right."
That's
like,
fair. She is like she's Halloween royalty.
Queen of Halloween, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So funny.
Alex, do you have any? Like, I'm sure you've got some stuff.
Well, I always go back for the movie Halloween. It is a classic. Nightmare on Elm Street, because that is just a weirdly my childhood film too.
You love a crop top.
Yeah, it's always great. And just I always like try to find newer movies for Halloween, because I would love to I want to be more scared. There's a movie on Netflix I would love to plug. It's called The Ritual. It's actually a really good film.
I've seen the trailer for it.
It's more suspenseful than scary, but it's such a good film, and I think it's really underrated. Like, people don't know about it too well.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, it's really good. And it's good, Lauren. It's not bloody or anything. It does get a little bit near when
I was like, I'm ready.
the thing I don't want to say like what it is. The thing appears and it's nearing the end, but like
sure.
it doesn't show anything like gruesome or anything. So that's also really good.
Check it out. Yeah.
And just trying to find, other good movies to watch. I'm set to go watch Smile 2. I think on
I've heard it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it's good too.
I'm trying to see it this week. Did you see it?
Or on Saturday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Was it good?
I thought it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, I still got to make my way to see The Substance first because that's gonna be leaving theaters sooner than Smile is, and then I gotta watch Smile 2. Yeah, I've heard it's like super body horror gross.
Someone I know, one of my coworkers was like, I was high when I saw it and I couldn't watch it.
I watched The Substance too, and I was like, I'm not one. Yeah, I was like, I'm not one for body horror.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of
it needs to be like, for me, it needs to be something that's like, it's not. There's a method behind the madness, basically. Like, yes, it's body horror, but it's body horror with a purpose, not just because I wanted like things to be gory and gross. But realistically, we could have done this 1,000 different ways. Yeah, exactly. And but I hear this movie is really good, just on its own, on its merits. It's a good movie.
It is a good movie, and it has which is rare for like horror films and thriller films. It has a very strong message, about like basically what we're willing to do to hold on to our youth, or like the thought of our youth and our appearance. So it actually has a really strong message behind it that's pretty good, which again is rare for like when you're watching horror films. Most horror films are like, don't have sex as a teen, or you'll die by some guy who comes out of the lake waving a machete.
Very specific reason to not have sex before you're an adult.
The guy in the lake. Yeah.
So, even if you're in the city, there's no place you can't get to.
Yeah,
Space,
we have lakes.
Manhattan, hell, even
the hood.
The hood. There's no place you're safe.
No,
just stop having sex.
You heard it here first.
I try my best to like. I'm very particular because I don't watch a lot of all the horror movies. I watch very specific ones, and even then, like the ones I do watch, it needs to be something that's like really good or really just speaks to me for me to like want to watch it again. But as the years have gone by, I've been more like opened up more to different horror movies and stuff, and found some that I really enjoy and do like watching over and over. The classics are always my favorite go-tos for Halloween, like The Thing.
Yeah,
love The Thing. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Evil Dead is my favorite horror movie of all time. Evil Dead 2. But after that is The Thing. Love Cabin in the Woods. It's one of my favorite movies just to watch in general. Thinking of new movies this year to add to my horror watches, Cuckoo. I just watched Cuckoo starring Hunter Schafer. It's pretty good. I liked it. It is not like, there are some people who have been like, I was looking online and some people who are like, I just don't get it. I'm like, I feel like I got it. I feel like it was pretty crystal clear what's going on. But it is like a weird concept. But it's an interesting story. I don't think for your viewing pleasure, Lauren, I don't think it's too bloody.
I don't know. The trailer really stressed me out.
It is like one of those things where like the atmosphere is like tense for a large part of the movie. And there's like, it's not gory, but there is a like thing that is kind of gross, only because it's like the creature is more like animalistic or whatever, and so there's like that element, but it's not like bodies getting ripped apart or anything like that. In fact, it doesn't really get gory until the end, and that's because they have guns, so they start shooting people. So it's not so much gory because of like blades or anything like that. It's gory because there's bullets flying. But I had a fun time with it, and I liked Hunter Schafer as in their role as the character. Also, Dan Stevens. Anything Dan Stevens is in, I'm watching. I just enjoy Dan Stevens as an actor. And then also, like, I'm also liking a lot of the black horror stuff as like adding that to the repertoire to watch. Get Out in particular.
The Blackening.
The Blackening too.
Blackening,
Yep,
great.
definitely is great. I feel like that's like if you want to have a laugh and watch something horror based, I guess, for Halloween, watch The Blackening. Have a great time. It's a fun movie.
Anything Jordan Peele too.
Yeah, anything Jordan Peele is great to watch for Halloween. Get you in the Halloween mood.
Afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Afraid good?
Did you watch that?
I didn't watch it.
No, I meant it makes you afraid.
Oh.
What do you guys?
I thought you meant
for?
that AI afraid movie.
Yeah. No, it's Afraid AI'd. Like,
Afraid.
Because the AI is the afraid part.
I would have enough time sometimes speaking stuff, and they gotta mess it up like that. I do my best. I was raised by people who spoke broken English.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to fuck it up. Oh, one quick movie I would like to also put out there that I love, but I actually watch this all year round is As Above, So Below. It is movie where it came out in
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why I love this movie so much. I'll put it on just any time. It came back out in 2014. It is streaming on Netflix. They go to the one main character. She kind of sucks. She's a little horrible because like she's demanding help from her friend who she left in a Turkish prison.
Yeah.
And she kind of forces him into the catacombs, and he's like, I did not want to go. But anyway, it's just kind of like they're searching for hell, and they kind of get into it, and then they have to face, their biggest fear or their biggest. It's almost like shame, really. Not even a fear, because she's dealing with like the grief of her father and kind of the guilt from that. So it's more the guilt and shame you haven't let go that's kind of haunting you. So, but it is still one of my favorite movies for some reason. I can't tell you why. I just enjoy watching it so much.
The reveal of what's going on is very interesting in that movie.
Yeah.
And also found footage film. So if you're into the found footage genre, also fun. Yeah. Also, I had to mention this other movies from this year that I thought were interesting horror movies. First of all, Abigail, not really like a horror movie, more of like a thriller action movie, but still fun movie.
It is fun.
I won't tell you the premise because you just got to go in cold because the premise, like the trailer spoiled it already. So I'll save it for you to just go watch and enjoy it on your own. But
it's not something for you, Lauren, because it does
Most
get
of them are
graphic, and there is just
very bloody.
I do have a recommendation, but I'll let you.
Oh no, go ahead. What's your recommendation?
Oh, it's called Housebound. It's from New Zealand. It's quite a few years old now, and there are moments where you're like, this was not made currently, just like dialogue and things. But it's basically like this lady gets house arrest and has to move back in with her mom, and then the house is haunted. And it's like a comedy as well. But
I think I've seen that movie.
Well, I'll ask you
similar to that movie.
People who haven't seen it.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna be like, but I was like, wait,
but yeah,
I'll hold on to that.
Good.
Yeah. And my last recommendation, if you just want something a little different from your Halloween, Late Night with the Devil. Interesting movie.
Yes.
I
looked stressful.
like it.
You
didn't like it?
I hated it actually.
Damn.
No, because what the hell was that intro?
The 8 million. It was the Family Guy with the 8 million.
It was so long for no reason, and I immediately lost interest. And then everything's taking so long to happen. Okay, it might be bad if you do have attention issues, because I feel like everything took so long, and I'm just like,
I mean,
hurry up and get possessed or something. I'm like,
I would
getting
agree with
stressed.
that if it wasn't for like the format of the premise of the movie, it being like a documentary of like this is the recording of what happened in that show, this last night of the show. So you're watching an entire show
Yeah.
of the like last late night programming. So I'm like, in that way, the slow build works for me personally. But I can see what you mean if you're waiting for the horror to kind of, because most modern movies, the horror kind of happens quick, and that's why a lot of horror movies today they start with like a kill or with like the last victim of the creature, and then we get into our story, and then it's like, okay, well, we gave you the blood early, so now you can sit back and wait for the buildup of the actual story we're here to tell.
I just feel like I understand it because, like, I mean, found footage films do that, but there's always like more of there's a little hook that'll keep you going. And again, it may just because I do have attention disorder where when things go a little too slow, I get frustrated and then I can't watch it and then I get antsy. So like that is another thing when I have to deal with like horror films, which I love. Some of them have a really like slow buildup. Like Talk to Me is such a good horror film, and I do love it. But the first act is so slow, and it's just I understand it's meant to be there to help you sympathize with the girl, kind of see where she's coming from, like losing her father, her shitty best friend who's never really there for her, and kind of like this family she's trying so desperately to hold on to, and like why she suddenly is going for this thrill of like talking to the dead. I understand that, and my brain was like, you know what's going on, but also my brain's like, I can't sit here. You need to go do something, or I'm going to freak out. So like, I recommend Talk to Me. Also, it is such a good horror film. So that was my issue with the Late Night with the Devil. If it had just been like a little maybe if I watched it in 2x, it would have been better for me.
Just speed it up. You know what? Last movie I'll recommend. It's actually not a Halloween movie at all, but came out within the past year. Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's like horror adjacent. It's a slasher.
Right. It's horror, but it's not Halloween.
I mean, yes, that's true. It doesn't take place on Halloween.
Didn't you argue that it should have been Black Friday?
It should have been. It should have been.
Unfortunately, he's got to use the title that's given.
Yeah.
But it is, it's a horror movie, slasher movie. But yeah, it does not take place on Halloween. It takes place during Thanksgiving time. The perfect time to be carving. But don't.
Anyway, on that note, audience, let us know how you're spending the Thanksgiving. I'm
spending the Thanksgiving season. We're like, he's already moving on. He's just like the department stores. They're already taking down Halloween stuff. They're putting in the Christmas things right now.
I went to Target earlier and they're already doing that, and I was so like hurt, but also I was shopping for Christmas stuff. So it was a little weird.
No,
eggnog's been available at your local grocery store for a minute now.
Anytime eggnog comes on the shelf, I buy it immediately and drink it, and then immediately feel sick because it is a heavy dairy product and I'm very lactose intolerant.
Make non-dairy ones now.
They don't taste that good though. It's not the same.
Or take a lactate, yeah.
The heaviness, I don't know what properly how to make eggnog or what's in eggnog, but it really does, like even with lactose, like it'll get me. It comes after me. But I can't stop drinking it.
At our restaurant, one of the bartenders, I was like, hey, we should do like when during the holiday season, we should do like an eggnog drink. And he like whipped up, I don't know how. I was like, do we have eggnog? He's like, no. But he like whipped up, did some sort of chemistry, drink, like an alcoholic drink that tasted just like eggnog somehow.
I mean,
I don't know.
Is like a punch or whatever, right? It is like an alcoholic. I know Rob made it once, and you like have to put like whipped eggs in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gnarly.
It's mostly just eggs and eggs. Is it cream? It's not.
It's gotta have cream.
It has to have cream. Yeah. With how it kills me, it has to have cream.
I love eggnog, and I'm never I'm never sad when it's like the end of like the winter or holiday season and it goes away because now they just bring it back earlier and earlier. So I'm like, it'll be back before I know it.
But isn't it all
Like the
sweeter
McRib.
for the time apart or whatever that saying is? I
I
don't know.
know. I know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is my last
You
sip of
can
eggnog.
savor it.
Yeah.
Close out the season on a good note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, how did we get on eggnog?
Thanks,
Halloween
audience.
candy. Halloween candy.
The
I am
candy
the
corn.
spirit of
Tell us,
Christmas.
comment below. Tell us about your wildest Halloween stories. Please, nothing violent. We've had enough of that tonight. We don't need no
Right.
more. Just tell us about, I don't know, that time you got candy corn stuck in your esophagus or something.
That's
and your dad
bad.
had to do the Heimlich or
worse.
something like that. I don't know. Like, you know, or the time you wore the same costume as somebody else and they had to change.
There we go.
Like, you know what I mean? Like something like that. There's something wholesome, you know? And also tell us what your favorite Halloween candy is. Mine is chocolate bars. Can't go wrong with chocolate bars.
And social. Give us your social, and we'll all give our favorite candy and our socials.
That's right.
Jerome.
You can find me at Not Jerome Red on Instagram. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hope you've had a great time. Enjoyed seeing me deconstruct as the Hamburglar because it's just too uncomfortable to be him. But if you aren't watching on YouTube, you should be. You should go on over to the First One to Die YouTube channel, subscribe, and get all types of content that you can't get on the audio streaming platform. Stuff like what do we got? Jonathan, go ahead and tell us what do we got?
We got book reviews, gaming, we have short movie reviews, we have mini reviews, we have a whole bunch of stuff on there.
Yep, video versions of all the podcasts, all the things. So go on over there, and if you're already watching on YouTube, please do subscribe, like, favorite, share, all the things. You know how the deal goes. I'm gonna have to give you the spiel, but it's for the new people. All right, the old people, we appreciate you nonetheless. We appreciate the viewership. Jonathan, where can people find you?
Well, first of all, my favorite candy is gonna have to be.
So you ain't gonna skip over my favorite candy. All right, I'm gonna get mine's in.
It's gonna have to be a Twix. I love a Twix. I'd love anything chocolatey, really. Yeah, that's me. And you can find me at Jonathan Keys on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you please. Somebody got a 747 flying over their house.
My windows are closed too, and that's the thing of it. Everything's closed, and you can hear that shit. Wow. Of course it is. I'm right by the gas station. Like once people get gas, they zoom out and burn half of it.
You can follow us
to have gas.
Right. You're like, I got this. Yes. You can follow us at The First Ones to Die everywhere. You can email us at firstonestodie@gmail.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a like and subscribe. If you're listening to us, go ahead and give us 5 stars and a review. We'd appreciate it. Alex, where can people find you? And no, what's your favorite candy?
Ooh, okay. I would have to say, Reese's is my favorite candy. I like to stick it in the freezer and eat it frozen. So it's my favorite thing to do. And you can find me at Alex and Nobody on Instagram and on TikTok, as well as the podcast TikTok, The First Ones to Die, where I post little clips of our episodes, things we may be doing, movies we may be reviewing, as well as my commentary on random movies I am watching. The last one I think was Salem's Lot. People need to learn self-preservation and run.
It's a great book.
I haven't read the book. I want to read one of Stephen King's novels. I haven't read anything other than Misery. Because Misery was one of also good movie to watch during Halloween. Is a terrifying movie. Misery is so good. With Kathy Bates, it is terrifying to me. But that is such a good movie too. That's where you can find me. Usually I'm not a princess on any of those Instagrams. So it will just be me in my normal wear. I feel like I'm out of princess. You don't look like an anime character anymore. You just look like the Hamburglar had a rough night.
You look like you look like you hosting the hottest Halloween party and about to drop some fire beats.
Look, I sweat my dew out. I'm out here. Been dancing on the floor all night. Had to put the hat on. It's time to go home.
All right. What about you, Lauren? Where are we finding you if you'd like to?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think I just have a private account, but it's Dog of the Morning. And then I will say, in honor of my Halloween costume, I'll plug Dark Sky International. They're a cool account. They do a lot of really cool work as well. Trying to get the night sky back into our eyeballs. And I also say Bats Northwest is a cool organization to check out as well. So,
all right. What's your favorite candy?
Ooh, I think right now I'm gonna just say Smarties because I was at an event yesterday and someone at a neighboring table had them and I was just looking at them all day and I never worked up the courage to ask for one.
Oh, so they're on your mind.
Thinking about it for over 24 hours now, but
so the cruise I was with my mom and ended in Victoria, Canada, and they gave us the tour. We went on a weird tour too. When you hear something saying Canada Lights, like the tour of Canada Lights, you think it's like a tour about the lights that are on, or the prettiness of Canada, right? Or Victoria.
Do you mean
almost
lights?
It literally said Canada Lights.
Oh, Canada. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I assumed it was going to be look at these buildings that have all these lights and look how pretty it is. It was an hour and a half tour just of the random local parts of Victoria. We landed in Victoria. No, we landed in Victoria at 8 at night. This is our last day, so we're exhausted. We're we're going to do this little tour. It started at 10.
10 p.m.?
Yeah, because we were there from 8 to 12. So we did a little tour at 10, and we thought we were just going to see lights. Almost like Christmas lights going on. It ended up being this weird tour of the neighborhoods even. She's this is Mark Partial neighborhood. It is high end and condos cost $1 million here.
Why is it called lights?
I don't know. And there was a point where they're okay, here's this little park. You can get out in pitch darkness to take some pictures. My mom, of course, and me stayed on the bus.
That's why it's called the light tour, because you need your light.
Because you need your light.
It was we stayed. My mom and me stayed on the bus because one, she, her knees and her everything was killing her, and my back was killing me. And we're yeah, we're not going to go take pictures in the dark. And I was because she booked this tour, and I was what the hell is this? And she's I don't know. This is what I wasn't thinking, and we could not stop laughing. And I was shh, the tour lady is good. Tour lady was very nice. And I was shh, we're gonna hurt the tour lady's feelings. Shh, quiet down.
Oh my god!
And literally, we got back to our room. I was what was that? What was that? She's I don't know either. We were so confused. We were so tired. And when you're extra tired, it was this was so ridiculous. But they gave us a little treat bag, and they had Smarties in there.
Were they the British Smarties or U.S. Smarties?
They were the British Smarties, and I was so upset because I was so ready for Smarties. I was the hard candy. No, well, no, these were the chocolate.
I like M&Ms. Yeah,
yeah. I was so upset. I put it down. I was I wanted actual Smart. I was ready for the candy.
They're
good.
They're
fine.
They're great candy.
They're fine, but when you want something specific,
and
you're
trust
tired,
me, I know.
Yeah,
no,
and you're also tired, and you're I just want this one thing. I'm so exhausted. We were ready to go home the next day. We were 7 days was enough in a tiny room. It was really great. Yeah, I really loved it. I bonded with my mom. I feel more. I feel we got closer and everything. But
great.
If we ever go on a vacation again, separate rooms. Just separate rooms. A connecting door maybe, but separate rooms.
Need a little space.
I'm now Gunslinger Hamburglar or
Hamburglar,
International Man of Mystery.
Hamburglar Unchained.
Was he a slave now? Ronald's been keeping him on the plantation.
I mean, you are wearing stripes, and you do got a hat like that.
That is true. That's a fair play. Anyway, audience, we'll see you next week for something. We don't know. But it'll be a time. But until then, have a good night, good morning, good evening, whenever you're listening or watching this, and we will catch you for the next one. Bye.
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 Go on over to the YouTube channel at The First Ones to Die to see all the fun stuff we got going on here, like mini reviews, book reviews, gaming videos, vlogs, all types of stuff.
Please follow us at The First Ones to Die everywhere. Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe.